Stage tanks now pressurized. 30 seconds and counting. Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Our next speaker is Dan Gillian. Dan Gillian is Vice President of the U.S. Government Services for Boeing Global Services. He is responsible for a broad suite of sustainment and logistics solutions for Boeing and non-Boeing platforms, overseeing profit and loss, coordinated selling, and program management for U.S. government customers. Gillian's focus is providing superior program performance and the development and delivery of integrated solutions to increase readiness and meet customers' mission requirements. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gillian.
Hi, I'm Dan Gillian, Vice President of U.S. Government Services for Boeing Global Services. Thank you for having me join virtually. I'd also like to thank the Logistic Officers Association for leaning in to organize this event despite the need for it to take place virtually this year. I hope to have a chance to meet many of you in person as we get closer to whatever normal symposium gatherings look like in a post-pandemic world. I'm grateful for all the time, talent, and technological expertise that has gone into planning this event. Bringing government, industry, and academia together under the umbrella of agile logistics for the future fight is an incredibly relevant and worthy topic that will be well positioned to tackle together. And of course, my sincerest thanks to the active and retired members of the military who are watching for your service, leadership, and partnership. We're in this together, honoring commitments to this great nation and its allies, no matter the circumstances. Your mission success is Boeing's greatest inspiration, which is where I'd like to begin. March 16, 2020 was my last normal day in the office. Soon after wrapping my staff meeting that morning, my Boeing colleagues and I received a message from our HR leader asking that we move with deliberate urgency to make a safe and orderly transition to telecommuting wherever possible. I imagine many of you received similar guidance and also had feelings of uncertainty. In the coming hours, days, weeks, months, and now more than a year ahead, I was met with some questions that I didn't have answers for. How would we meet certain customer commitments in this new environment? How would it impact the supply chain? Would we be able to complete modifications on schedule? How would we train maintainers if not in person? How would we continue supporting customers in the field? How would we keep our employees safe and healthy? How long would this last? And how would we navigate all of this when our personal lives have been so disrupted? While our government service business faced into these questions, the commercial services business experienced an immediate and sharp decline, further impacting the dynamics of uncertainty for our services business unit. The deep and varied impact of the pandemic, coupled with the 737 MAX grounding, challenged us as a company. These challenges manifested differently through different lenses, commercial or government, platform or service, but the aggregated effect on our employees, customers, and industry was uncertainty. In the midst of this uncertainty came profound societal and political difficulty and disruption. In 2020, it became clear that we need to address discrimination and equity immediately, proactively, holistically, and at every level in our communities and our organizations. Polarizing political rhetoric has been the narrative for everything over the last year. Political and social division isn't new, but it has intensified an already intense situation as multiple crises have converged. As the leader of U.S. Government Services, I'm responsible for everything that does and does not happen within my organization, regardless of whether or not I have an answer to every question, a solution for every problem, or the precise perspective to initiate change. To put it another way, I'm responsible for the resiliency of my organization and our ability to drive mission success. Yes, I don't have special access to a roadmap for either. Not knowing all the answers or having a defined path forward is an uncomfortable place to be. But as I'm sure many of you can identify with, uncomfortable is a space where resiliency is both tested and proven. As many of us transition to new ways of working, our military mobilized in response to the global pandemic, and we were proud to support them. Our servicemen and women have a no-fail mission, so we do too. It is our privilege and responsibility to support readiness wherever and whenever our customers need it. But that doesn't mean it was easy then or now. We've walked some fraying tightropes between success and failure. We've reached new levels of learning together by way of literally entering each other's homes and lives. We've also learned how to take risks and fail productively. And by the way, failing productively is innovation without the sugarcoating. We had to get brave, candid, and vulnerable because mission success in this and future environments calls for courage and leadership at every level. U.S. Government Services teammates were amongst more than 90,000 Boeing employees who transitioned to their homes to provide remote support to our customers. They did so in quarantine from their kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms, basements, and garages. And they did so quickly, as did our customers, even stepping up support as the nature and requirements of missions changed. They found ways to complete important engineering work and finance tasks while figuring out how to teach school. They navigated the complexities of a multi-billion-dollar business with children on their laps, dogs barking in the background, and conflicting sources of authority telling them how to live their lives and protect their loved ones. There's a lot of logistical work required to enable deliveries even during the best of times, but during a pandemic, the team had some especially unique challenges to overcome. The team continued to move critical parts and equipment around the world, finding creative ways to adjust inventory to meet customer needs. Our team members have also worked critical projects on site despite local shutdowns. At U.S. Air Force Base Seymour Johnson, our team prepared the ground support equipment, spare parts stores, and all of the infrastructure needed in time for the first KC-46 Pegasus delivery last year. Joe Mullen, our lead field service representative there, told me that the team had come up with a plan to share certain equipment between bases to make up for delayed deliveries. The shipping industry has also been impacted by COVID, but Joe and his team still needed to make sure that the KC-46 was ready in time to support training for 32 aircrew. That's innovation disguised as practical planning. More recently, we put into place the service structure required to support the U.S. Air Force's acceptance of their first F-15EX aircraft. This included providing updated technical and maintenance manuals, training to ensure aircrews and maintainers were ready to safely operate and maintain the aircraft, establishing inventory control warehousing and distribution of spare parts, and deploying field service representatives on site and on-the-job training for Air Force personnel. Many aspects of our operations continue to require in-person support, such as our classified development work supporting F-22. Our field and logistics service representatives are still working alongside, albeit 6 feet apart, the airmen they support, ensuring that they are always ready to execute the mission at hand. The level of courageous, unembellished innovation that individuals and teams have put forth despite all of the challenges they have faced shows a level of pride and pure grit that I truly believe is unique to our industry. We understand our collective commitment to our country and its allies and take great part in the responsibility that comes with it. I remember looking through photos that a colleague sent me that showed a C-17 transporting COVID patients who were being evacuated as part of pandemic relief efforts. The C-17 was also at the center of humanitarian missions that included countless deliveries of medical equipment and PPE across the globe. Knowing that Boeing built and supports the global C-17 fleet connects me and my global services teammates to those missions. As the pandemic environment has progressed, I've seen this connection evolve into some even more innovative approaches to doing business. For example, when the Royal Australian Air Force had an immediate and critical need to complete a maintenance task on their C-17 fleet, we had to act quickly. We couldn't fly out our subject matter experts, so we deployed an augmented reality capability for the first time using Microsoft HoloLens 2 smart glasses. As RAF technicians completed the task with superimposed mixed reality instruction, our subject matter experts were able to securely provide just-in-time training and instruction to ensure timely and successful completion of the maintenance activity. We are continuing to develop this game-changing technology with the RAF and our U.S. Air Force customer. When we needed to deliver an Apache Longbow crew trainer to the U.S. Army to support on-time delivery of their new Apache aircraft, we found a way for the customer to approve the trainer from more than 400 miles away. In 3 weeks, the team pulled on every available expert and resource so that Army leaders could approve the trainer virtually. Audio and video feeds enabled real-time interaction and feedback between Huntsville and St. Louis, allowing the Army to view the trainer from multiple angles. If not for the environment that we're in now, I'm not sure we'd have the right perspective to learn and lead through challenge. And if we, as leaders, aren't inspired by the resilience of our people and our systems after 2020, then they should find new versions of us. I've seen this very clearly since March 16th of last year, that resiliency is having the courage to pivot from disruption to innovation. I see incredible opportunity for industry, academia, and our government customers to partner together to integrate what we know and what we have learned recently to become a more capable and innovative team in the new normal. And that's my call to action today. Let's have the courage to bet on our performance so that we can be truly innovative. To apply resiliency and enhance our agility moving forward, we must learn faster together, drive quality and efficiency from the inside out, and approach each problem with clear intention and the strength of our collective expertise and resources. All of us are in the pathfinding business. We represent the world's best across the board, the best customers, the best businesses, and the best people. We need to get it right so that the support we provide to the U.S. Department of Defense and its allies always gives them the upper hand. The area that I think is most critical to advancing our logistics capability to make us more agile and cost-effective is digital solutions and analytics. The augmented reality training solution and virtual acceptance testing examples that I described earlier are examples of what this might look like. Yet I'd also venture to say that we've only scratched the surface of what's possible with these solutions, with outcome-focused data analytics and with our collective digital framework. There is opportunity to fundamentally change the logistics ecosystem that underpins legacy platforms like the C-17, next-generation aircraft like the F-15EX and KC-46, brand new systems like the T-7A, future attritable aircraft, and everything in between. Boeing's digital solutions are outcome-specific but platform-agnostic, so they can be applied holistically to analyze and improve performance of highly diverse fleets and the infrastructure and ecosystems that supports them. Going back to the F-15EX story that I shared earlier, Boeing is deploying maintenance analytics for F-15 Qatari aircraft to minimize non-mission capable rates for maintenance that can be applied to the F-15EX program. There's a potential to implement bi-tail digital twins for that program. We're also applying tools and best practices for commercial analytics to the KC-46. Customers can leverage data coming off the aircraft to help plan and optimize maintenance activities. We can capture data and reporting metrics to help predict and proactively address component failures before they happen, and then feed that information to our supply chain planning team. Our field service representatives are already using this digital capability daily in partnership with the U.S. Air Force to keep their fleets mission capable. Our legacy aircraft, like C-17, Boeing has developed techniques and algorithms that have led to tangible cost savings, safety enhancements, and mission capable rates that have exceeded 80% for more than a decade. And we've achieved this while reducing support dollars per aircraft by more than 40%. We treat the global fleet of 275 C-17s as a single virtual fleet, sharing data. Within this model, we can quickly apply new capabilities, including new digital training methods, to the U.S. Air Force's existing performance-based logistics contracts. How awesome would it be if the C-17 were the first E-Series legacy platform? For new systems like the T-7 trainer, each airframe will be delivered with a digital representation of the aircraft and its components. We can drive functionality, efficiency, and cost savings by digitally enabling the entire ecosystem that supports that program: logistics, parts, inventory, maintenance, performance, etc., shifting the cost paradigm for development, manufacturing, and sustainment. And these are just Boeing examples. Think about the way organizations represented at this conference use digital analytics and the advances that we can make together. At LOA, we represent a digital learning team, one that has a strong foundation, has proven resilient in our ability to enable mission success under unprecedented, unpredictable circumstances, and one that understands the ecosystem and talent requirements needed to move faster now and in the future. When industry aligns around things our customer value the most, whether it's an agile decision-making tool that addresses a specific pain point or the introduction of a brand new multi-platform digital maintenance system, we take on a sense of shared responsibility that can make every organization represented at this conference stronger. So I'll ask you again, let's have the courage to bet on our performance so that we can be truly innovative. I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the elephant in the room, which is trusting one another. Candidly, I understand why that's a challenge. Government is worried about vendor lock because industry hasn't always focused on customer outcomes in the right ways. We need to do better, and we don't need to do or own it all. Boeing fully recognizes the value of organic sustainment and how we can enable it for our customers. We also recognize the benefit of public-private partnerships when it comes to unlocking the full potential of analytics. And we know that we bring to the table is unique. We know what we bring to the table that is unique to Boeing. Things like platform expertise and logistics ecosystem perspective, decades of data analytics experience, and a talent pool that is passionate about supporting our warfighters. often because we've been in their shoes or are working alongside them today. We need to have the courage to look past what hasn't worked previously to envision a better future state. Our predecessors have made mistakes, but if we're only willing to look backwards, we will miss incredible opportunity in a time and place that is ripe for change in the right direction. We know what has gone wrong before, and we have a pretty good idea of what we're capable of today. So what are we afraid of? What is holding us back from trying? It's us. We are holding ourselves back. Our warfighters do not win in the future fight if we do not lead in the digital analytics space, and we cannot lead in this space without working together and trust. We have learned so much in this environment. Let's take hold of the opportunities that are staring us right in the face and unleash our collective talent to create advanced, affordable logistics capabilities faster than ever before. In closing, I'd like to invite each of you to join me in exploring the art of the possible with the level of resilience and courage that has already become part of our new normal. We are collectively responsible for everything that does and doesn't happen within and amongst our organizations. So let's ask candid questions, share ideas, and challenge each other so that we can create the velocity of learning necessary to truly unlock the full potential of logistics and other critical and connected service capabilities, now and in the future. Thank you.